Hey everyone, welcome back to Improve English Podcast, brought to you by Agani Academy, the podcast where we help you speak English confidently. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Eric. And today we're talking about something super important, how to introduce yourself professionally in meetings. It's really key, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. First impressions, they can really make or break your relationships at work, can't they? Whether it's like an interview or maybe a client meeting or even just a new team project. The way you introduce yourself, it really matters. It sets the tone. Okay, listeners, here I go. Listen carefully. Good morning. It's a pleasure to meet you. My name's Amanda Boyer, and I'm the marketing manager here at Bright Solutions. I typically oversee our digital campaigns and help clients grow their online presence.
Oh, nice to meet you, Amanda. I'm Eric Brown, the founder of Fresh Brew Coffee Company. We're super excited to work with your team, truly.
Oh, we're excited too, Eric. I'm really looking forward to hearing a lot more about your brand as we go along.
All right, so let's actually break down what Amanda just said in that little role play, because there were some key phrases in there that are super useful for professional settings.
Yeah, absolutely. So phrase number one that I used was, "It's a pleasure to meet you." And honestly, this one is just, it's polite, it's professional, and it truly works in almost any business setting you can think of. It just sets a really good tone.
Right, and then you follow that up with, I'm the marketing manager here at Bright Solutions. So, phrase number two tells the other person your job title and where you work. It's direct and it's clear.
Exactly. And then phrase number three, I said, I oversee our digital campaigns. This is just, a really professional and concise way to explain your responsibilities without saying too many details. You could also say something like, I'm responsible for, or even just I handle, whatever fits best.
Yeah, those are good options. And finally, the last one we heard was, I'm looking forward to hearing more about your brand. This phrase is just a great way to show interest and positivity about working together or, about the meeting itself. It creates a warm, collaborative vibe right from the start.
Now, let's switch because, it's not just about what you should say, but also what you probably shouldn't do or common mistakes people make when introducing themselves.
Oh, absolutely, Amanda. I think this is just as important, So number one, a really big one we see is speaking too fast. When you're nervous or even just excited, you might rush through your introduction. But that really makes it super hard for others to understand you clearly. Just slow down a little,
Yeah, that's true. It's like, just take a breath. And then mistake number two is giving too much personal information. Look, in a business meeting, it's really important to keep it concise and relevant. They don't need to hear your entire life story right there on the spot. Save that for a later meeting.
Exactly. And finally, another really common one is overusing fillers like or like. It's natural to use them sometimes, but if you're doing it constantly, it can make you seem less confident. The best way to fix this, honestly, is just to practice your introduction until it feels really natural and smooth.
All right, so now that we know what not to do, let's give you something super practical. Here's a simple formula for introducing yourself that you can use. It's for like a 30-second self-introduction. So first up, you start with a greeting plus your name, something like, hi, or it's a pleasure to meet you. My name's. Pretty straightforward, right? Then you move on to your job title and company. So you'd say, I'm the at. That just clearly states who you are and where you work. Next, you add your responsibility. This is where you explain, what you actually do. You can say, I'm responsible for, or like we talked about earlier, I oversee, or I handle, just a quick snapshot. And finally, you add a connection. This shows interest and positivity. So something like, I'm looking forward to, or we're excited to, it really sets a good tone. This formula is so clear, isn't it? It gives you a real structure. So let me just give you an example, putting all that together. If I were to introduce myself using this formula, I might say something like, hello, my name is Amanda Boyer. I'm the operations manager at Global Tech. I handle our logistics and supply chain, and I'm looking forward to collaborating with your team. See? It's like concise, clear, and professional.
That's a perfect example, Amanda. It covers all the bases without being too long or rambling. It's just, get straight to the point.
All right, so listeners, here's your challenge for this week. We want you to write your own 30-second self-introduction using our formula. Seriously, just, take a moment, write it down.
And then here's the key part of the challenge. Record yourself saying it, like maybe 3 times. Each time, try to say it a little slower than the last, and don't forget to smile. It really makes a difference. Give it a try.
Well, that's pretty much it for today's episode of Improve English Podcast, brought to you by Agani Academy.
Yeah, and just remember, those first impressions, they really do last. So make sure your introduction is concise and clear to understand.
Absolutely, Eric. And thanks so much for tuning in, everyone. We really appreciate you listening. And don't forget to, subscribe so you never miss a lesson from us or like any of our tips.
Yeah, we'll see you next time.